Could the Mariners actually trade for Juan Soto? This is Colby Patnode of Locked On Mariners and the Control the Zone podcast. Let's talk about it. The Mariners front office has fallen flat the last two acquisition periods, and everybody knows it. Nobody's afraid to say it, from the players to the fans to the front office themselves. So what can the Mariners do this winter to make sure they don't fall flat on their face yet again? Well, some people seem to think that Juan Soto could be the answer, including 710, a Seattle sports host, Mike Salk, who wrote an interesting article about this very topic. Soto's also been a discussion point amongst Mariner fans early on this offseason, but is he actually available? And if so, what would that cost? But before we dive in, guys, please consider subscribing to this channel or heading over to the Locked On Mariners YouTube channel, subscribing there. You can also join our Patreon, where we will have long-form discussions about topics like this by clicking the link down below in the description. I don't make any money off of these videos. These aren't monetized videos. So if you want to help us out, subscribing to either of our podcasts would be tremendously appreciated. All right, so let's start with stating the obvious here. Of course you want Juan Soto on your team. Everybody wants Juan Soto on your team. He's arguably the best pure hitter in baseball. He's only 25 years old. He's an all-star. He's an MVP candidate. And he just might be available depending on what the Padres decide to do with their payroll situation. So yes, of course, everybody wants Juan Soto. But we don't operate in a vacuum here, and there are some legitimate questions regarding the Mariners' interest in Juan Soto. For starters, he is a one-year rental player. He will not sign an extension here, so if you're going to play if you could guarantee an extension card, you really don't have a leg to stand on here. Juan Soto is going to test free agency. At 25, 26 years old, he will make $400 million in a free agent market next year. So, yes, while we all want Juan Soto, there are some legitimate reasons to be concerned. He's also not a good defender whatsoever. He's a poor base runner, and those abilities tend to get worse as you get older, and the fact that he's already bad at those in his mid-20s is not a great sign. So there are some red flags in this discussion. And, of course, the biggest obstacle is likely to be the cost to acquire just 1 year of Juan Soto. It sounds as though the Mariners have had interest in Soto in the past and may have even offered Logan Gilbert as the prize of their offer when Soto was traded to the Padres a year and a half ago, but the Washington Nationals opted for a prospect-heavy package. Soto will most certainly cost less this time around than he would have with a year and a half left of club control, but he's still going to cost you a pretty penny, and it seems unlikely that the Padres are looking for prospects in return for Soto, probably preferring a package of young major leaguers. The Mariners have some ammo to get this done, but it seems highly unlikely that the club will be able to acquire Soto without giving up at least one of Bryce Miller or Brian Wu, in addition to somebody like Jared Kelenic and possibly Ty France to round out the package. And this still may not be enough to sway the San Diego Padres. If Juan Soto is available, his market will be fierce. And the prospect of paying Soto $35 million for one single year, while also forfeiting 6 years of either Miller or Wu plus whomever else is needed to push this deal across the finish line. If the Mariners could acquire Juan Soto with a prospects-only package, there could be something in play here, but that seems highly unlikely. The Mariners do not have the young pitching, aside from Miller and Wu, that most clubs would want to carry a one-year deal like this, and their minor league hitters, while interesting and certainly carrying upside, are mostly 2 years away, which seems unlikely to sway the San Diego Padres. If Soto is indeed chopped, I do expect the Mariners to be interested, maybe even reach out to the Padres to gauge cost, but I don't foresee any scenario in which they're going to be willing to give up Miller or Wu plus more young players. It even seems unlikely that they would give up Harry Ford and another top 5 prospect in addition to another top 10 prospect and another top 15 prospect. Soto would certainly extend the lineup and give the Mariners a legitimate 1-2 punch with Julio and Soto in the middle, but it would be for just 1 year, and this is a Mariners team that has consistently preached sustainability, even to their detriment, as was evident in the off-season press conference from Jerry Dipoto a few weeks ago. Is there a non-zero chance that the Mariners could land Juan Soto? Sure, there is a possibility out there where the Mariners are able to pair Jared Kelenic with a handful of top 10 prospects, but this remains highly unlikely to get such a deal done. We always have to watch for 3-team deals. You never know who could come in and provide the missing piece that you have. Jerry Dipoto is a creative baseball ops guy, but with the money, the short-term deal, the likely cost to acquire, Juan Soto feels more like a pipe dream than he does an attainable goal for the Seattle Mariners. Again, do we want Juan Soto on the Mariners? Yes, of course we do. Do we want to go all in for 2024 at the expense of 2025 and 2026? Maybe you do, but Jerry Dipoto, Justin Hollander certainly do not. So if the Mariners can get Soto at a reasonable price, I believe that they would try and they would happily pay the $35 million, especially on a short-term deal. But I don't think that it's likely that the Padres are going to trade Soto to Seattle without the inclusion of Miller and Wu, and that probably kills this deal. There's the possibility that the Padres could add to Juan Soto to entice the Mariners to give up Miller or Wu, but it's hard to envision Seattle taking on even more salary relief from the San Diego Padres when they have other holes they need to fill. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and let us know in the comments down below. Would you be willing to trade Bryce Miller or Brian Wu for 1 year of Juan Soto? Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Head over to Locked On Mariners, the YouTube channel. Subscribe there. If you want to listen to us talk Mariners 5 days a week, download the Locked On Mariners podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, and also consider signing up for our Patreon. Again, we do these videos. These videos are not monetized. We do not make any money from them, but we do them because we enjoy them and we enjoy making Mariners content for you. So if you want to help us out by signing up for either of our podcasts, that'd be much appreciated. The links will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in another life. Peace.